Back. Good to see you again. I'm Ellen Iwamoto. I'm the Director of Civics Programs at Annenberg Public Policy Center at the University of Pennsylvania, coming to you from Philadelphia. We're looking forward to hearing your presentation today.
Welcome back and good afternoon. I'm Jeff Owen, retired Chief Operating Officer of the American Bankers Association in Washington, D.C.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is J.C. Polanco. I'm an attorney in New York City, and I teach at the City University of New York. I live in the Bronx. I'm very excited to be here for your day two. Can't wait to hear your presentation. Thank you.
Great. And students, could you please introduce yourselves as well as your teacher?
Hi, this is Nilla.
Hi, my name is Sneha Sharma.
Hi, my name is Manav Sikaria.
Hi, my name is Scott Kim.
Hi, my name is Vidhi Mehrotra. Our advisor is Ms. Kessler. And on behalf of Evergreen Middle School in Unit 6, we would like to thank you for taking the time to judge us today.
Thank you.
Glad to be here. So I'm going to start by reading the question and then we'll hear your presentation. So Unit 6, question 2, what are the responsibilities of citizens? What role, if any, should the United States play in helping other nations or promoting democratic ideas and principles around the world? What are the advantages and disadvantages of nation states? What criteria should be used to determine which countries should be helped? And what kind and level of help the United States should offer these countries? And in what ways do nations of the world interact with each other? You may begin.
Thank you. Our group believes that the United States must play a role in helping other nations. The nation must promote democratic ideas and principles around the world. Before beginning, it is important to note that the US is a republic and not a direct democracy. While the two share various similarities and a republic certainly has democratic principles, it is inaccurate to say that the US spreads direct democracy to other countries. Rather, the nation attempts to spread democratic principles and ideas.
In some examples, the United States' efforts to spread democratic principles have benefited countries. The US played a significant role in South Africa's transition into democracy in 1994. The African country's constitution has large and obvious influence from the US Constitution. Their constitution states, "We the people of South Africa, through our freely elected representatives, adopt this constitution as the supreme law of the Republic, so as to lay the foundations for a democratic in which the government is based on the will of the people and every citizen is equally protected by law." Their constitution has the same underlying themes of freedom, natural rights, and democracy as the United States.
South Africa is an example of a modern nation state. Nation states have several advantages and disadvantages, especially when it comes to the idea of democracy. A nation state is a country where a distinct cultural ethnic group governs. Most of the inhabitants share the same views, which allows for governance structure that is more efficient and smaller than singular participation. Inclusive nationalism, which treats all majority and minority ethnic groups equally, is vital to democracy. Nationalism is the belief and pride in a nation's founding principles. Of course, at times, citizens can misuse the idea of nationalism and negatively impact democracies.
Additionally, it is important to note that in the past, while attempting to spread democracy, the US has failed various times. Nations should spread democratic principles with the goal to provide rights for all people and improve global citizens' lives. However, in some instances, the US has attempted to spread democracy through militarism tactics. For example, after 9/11, former President George Bush declared that spreading democratic ideas and principles in the Middle East must become a priority of US foreign policy. However, the effort ended up being more destructive than helpful, due to large amounts of military intervention.
Therefore, our group believes that there must be more criteria used to determine which countries should be helped. If a country is struggling due to war, poverty, or emergency relief, different sums of money would be offered so they can improve their infrastructure. Additionally, if a country is attempting to make a peaceful transition into democracy, the US could help them in the transition, as the nation did with South Africa. However, the help should never be forced upon a nation or given through military intervention, like what happened in the Middle East. Our group does recognize the role that the United States has in working with other countries to give rights to suppressed minority groups, as the US has attempted to do several times.
With peaceful interactions and civil democratic principles, the interactions between nations prosper. The United Nations provides a venue where the United States and other countries can discuss pressing topics. The exchange of ideas and cultural diffusion in the United Nations is crucial for the United States and other countries, and diplomacy is an important way for information and ideas to spread.
Therefore, our group believes the United States must play a role in helping other nations. Peacefully promoting democratic beliefs and values around the globe helps both America and other countries, and is vital to create a democratic and free world. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. So the judges now have some follow-up questions, and I'll start off. So let's talk about the Constitution. What provisions in the Constitution allow the U.S. to take these roles, whether it's military, humanitarian, or whatever, globally, or to work with other nations, or that type of thing? What parts of the Constitution say how or the United States can go about that?
You're asking, just to clarify, you're asking how the Constitution lays out the groundwork for the United States involvement in foreign affairs?
Exactly.
Okay. Sorry, Nilla.
Okay. The Constitution basically says that the U.S. can use its foreign policy to expand its benefits and helping other countries benefit and helping them create a democracy and for them to thrive as well.
So just to follow up a little bit. So, what authorization or powers does the Constitution give? Like if we're talking about the three branches of government?
Well, one thing that the Constitution lays in place is that to get involved in foreign affairs, both the president and the Congress more or less need to be on board.
Great. Anybody else? Thank you.
So I'd like you to, let's talk about treaties and agreements. What are some important examples of treaties and agreements with other nations, and why are they important? Could you be specific?
There are various examples of treaties and agreements that are important with other nations. For example, with South Africa, the United States has good relations with the nation of South Africa because of the United States' role in helping South Africa transform into a more democratic nation. And these relations are important to the United States because not only does it fulfill its own needs and goals and helps the US further its own economy, but it also helps the global economy, which in turn ends up helping the United States.
Other examples?
Additionally, there's the Paris Agreement, where countries band together to improve climate change, and this is helping the world and helping citizens of all places in every country, and countries with disagreements and not similar views are still working together, and this is helping their relations and the world's relations together.
Great, thank you.
So as you know, I'm sure you know your parents are working very hard, your family's working very hard paying taxes. So I just want to get an idea from you as to what are the costs or benefits, if any, for our sending foreign aid to other countries?
Economically, the more we help other countries, I mean, it also helps us. Economics, you have the idea of production possibilities frontier, which is like the maximum amount our country can produce across various fields of output. And I think one big important part of trade is that it helps both us and the country we're trading with sort of escape that production possibilities frontier. And so I guess the idea is we can, even if we're trading with other people, we can get more out of it for ourselves than we would have been if we were not trading with other countries.
Yeah, to add on to my peer, there's also the fact that every trade needs to be equal trade. and that it benefits both countries or all countries that are involved with the trade. So in relation to tax and what you asked, it would be beneficial for the United States as well because of the equal trade that is going on. Thank you.
I agree with my peers. I believe that foreign aid is important, and the concept of enlightened self-interest is that it provides a balance between natural rights and classical republicanism, and it provides a way to balance the common good with our own needs and interests. So the idea of enlightened self-interest is that without helping other governments, the United States itself will not be able to fulfill its own private ambitions and needs. And I believe that this concept plays an important role in interacting with different nations around the world.
Additionally, the money that taxes get to use into foreign policy can be used, and if we keep good relations with the countries, we get, like adding on to my peer, we get trade like resources and things that we can't get ourselves. And if we have bad relations with these other countries, it's gonna hurt us rather than help us.
And adding on to my peers, for me, when we trade with other countries, we expand our own market. So for example, say right now, people in country X can't afford treatment for cancer. When say we start trading with them and then we develop a treatment for cancer over time, then through trade with country X, we've expanded our own market for the treatments and other resources that we produce. If you had anything to say, Scott?
Yeah, just to sort of clarify what's been said before, the more that we put in, the more that we can get out of it. So we would be reaping equal benefits from the nation, although it might not seem like it. Us putting more resources into them would be so that we can expand our own market and eventually earn back, or I guess sort of get the benefits back from what we gave initially.
Thank you so much.
Great. So I'll follow up with, I think we have time for at least one more question, is related to the pandemic. So obviously it's a global crisis. How do you think nations should interact with each other regarding vaccines and travel? And what should be the United States role be in either leading the way or how, coordinating, just leaving it at that?
Thank you. We believe that the United States should play a significant role in helping their nation as well as other nations during the pandemic, especially since the United States now has a lot of resources. And an example is India right now during the COVID situation. They need resources that the United States can provide. So we believe that the US should play a significant role in helping the nations that they have good diplomatic relations with.
Adding on to what my colleague said, the United States has in fact started providing aid for the recent COVID outbreak that happened in India and all the damage there. So with the United States access to a lot more resources than some other countries, we are starting to provide aid to other countries that need it.
Additionally, if we set a good example for other countries by going through proper lengths to vaccinate the population and wear our masks and stay 6 feet apart from others, other countries will follow in suit because of the benefits that come from doing these precautions. Additionally, with foreign policy and aid, we should send our resources that we have extra of, and to help other countries, because in turn it will also benefit us.
And fundamentally, COVID is time, I guess.
Okay, sorry. So thank you very much. We'll give you a little feedback now, and I would like to say, commend you and your teachers for, what's been probably a very difficult year, I'm sure, with the pandemic, and working so hard to be part of this National Invitational. I thought you had a very strong presentation and responses to the questions. Everybody was participating and had something to contribute. It's not easy to be speaking off the top of your head when these questions are coming at you. I thought you supported your arguments with good examples. You talked about the South Africa Constitution, and able to balance the benefits and the pros and cons of the U.S. role in the world, and that that's kind of a tricky balance for sure. So thank you very much and good luck.
Yeah, solid job. Thank you very much. I enjoyed your presentation. I like the South Africa example. I think it laid it out very well and set a good sort of baseline for this discussion. I thought you worked well together. Everybody participated. That's always a good thing. And not only participated, but you each had things to say that were important and contributed and focused on the questions that we were asking. So good luck the rest of the day. Thanks very much. I enjoyed being with you.
I got to thank you for your presentation, and your answers to the follow-up were incredibly well thought out. I like how you asked for clarification, not as a tool to delay, but as a tool for clarification. I really appreciated that, and I think you guys are going to do phenomenally well for the rest of the day. Thank you.